Here we go again. I don't know if you're there, people. You just need to bear with me. I'm getting the usual shit. Buffering. This thing was working absolutely fine until I hit that fucking button. Usual. Come on. What is happening here? Right, cheers for that. Right, so it's working then. Fuck it, I'll just need to go without an error occurred. Please. What the fuck is going on here? Honestly, if this is still streaming, you know, if this thing on, everything plays fine instantly, everything's fine. As soon as I hit that fucking go live button, it all just seems to go to fuck. What a pain in the ass, man. So anyway, fuck them. I'm going to be joined by Marty. I'm going to have a wee chat with Marty about what's going on. Obviously the title, what's coming, how will they fill the beds. As I said, you know, in the previous videos, you have to look at what's been offered to you, you know, in regards to the word, the spoken word. So I highlighted Boris Johnson, you know, and the statements were made continually that the majority of people, including the elderly, are not really a concern. The majority of people, if they get this, are going to have mild to moderate symptoms. If you get these, isolate yourself at home. So, isolating yourself at home, majority of people, mild to moderate. But nowhere in those statements does it suggest that you're going to need a copious amount of beds and new space to house people. So what's really happening? Because at the end of the day, if they keep portraying this, whatever else is going to come, as the coronavirus, then people like Boris Johnson are going to have to be held accountable because they never warned the public. They told the public that it was mild to moderate, isolate at home. They never said in that they were going to need all these beds. So what else is coming? Right, Marty. This site can't be reached now. No internet. I mean, what the fuck? What a fucking pain in the arse. It's saying to me here that I've got no internet, so I don't even know if I'm still live. Marty, I don't know if you can hear me or you're watching this just now, but I'm trying to get the Hangouts up, mate, to send you the link. And it's just coming up saying the site can't be reached. What the fuck, man? Let me just try again here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Am I still on? See, it's even on YouTube, it's just showing me a spinning disc with a blank screen. I'm coming through fine, okay. So, whatever else is going on here. I'm not in control of this here, I don't know what the fuck's happening. Nothing's loading up, but yeah, I'm still live. Reconnection successful. Alright, no worries, mate. What's happening here? Right, let me see. Right, Marty, I'm just going to open one up and I'll send you the link to it. If your internet resolves. So anyhow, as I was saying, you know, the rhetoric is being stated, and as I've showed, you know, no making it up, straight from the horse's mouth, that the majority of people who may get it or whatever, including the elderly, are only getting it in mild to moderate symptoms. That doesn't equate to shitloads of beds needing filled and drafting in troops of extra nursing staff. That's not what they're prepping to deal with. So either way, we're being told lies about what's actually coming. So the question is, what's the possibilities of what else is coming? I've heard a few things. I was listening to Trump making a couple of statements. I heard him talking in regards to the next 2 weeks for Americans is going to be very, very, very hard. But, you know, from looking at it and studying it, him and the experts, within the next 2 weeks, all of a sudden, one day, like a flash of light. And then that was it. So I don't know what he's talking about. He's obviously talking in fucking tongues. But what's he really saying? You know? And then I heard again another one today that, you know, there's information coming that Iran was planning to attack American troops in Iraq. So is that a possibility? I mean, the thing for me is that it's been lined up here for something else. So look at the options you have here. Here in the UK, you've got Boris Johnson telling you one thing, right? Which is, if they're going to still try and portray if it gets worse and worse, then he lied. He's told the British people barefaced lies if it's in regards to coronavirus. But is it just a set-up so that everything's in place for the real event, whatever it may be? Mark, if you're hearing me, mate, I've sent you the link. You just need to click that and join. I'm still getting spinny discs here. I don't even know what the fuck's happening. So just being totally blind. I don't know who's there. I don't know what's going on. So, a few people are suggesting many different things. Obviously, the 5G is a thing that's kicking about. But I've been looking a wee bit at that, and the 5G's been getting tested and used since, May something last year. There was a place in Orkney, I read an article. Where is it? Fuck, I don't know what it is now. Now, apparently they erected one in Orkney somewhere, and people were concerned and removed their children from the school facilities and whatever else, but I've not seen any reports, or I can't find any reports in regards to health and what's actually going on. Obviously people are talking about ionised radiation and its effect on the human body, but for me, again, it's an avenue I don't have any practical experience in, so it's all hearsay, and people are just saying all these things, and people should be cautious not to just jump in one basket, because there's other possibilities here of what they could try. But as I said, one thing's for sure, if they perpetuate the coronavirus story, then the people must hold these cunts accountable and get up in arms about it, because they fucking barefaced told you, and they are telling you symptoms of coronavirus, self-isolate. It's no going to the hospital. The hospitals are fucking empty. People are uploading videos of going to these places and they're like fucking ghost towns. So why are they wanting us locked down and spouting all this rhetoric? Because they're not going to make a big hullabaloo of producing new facilities and fucking shitloads of beds if there's no an intention to fill them. But they told you that the coronavirus is mild to moderate. That doesn't mean you need to go to a hospital bed. You don't go to a hospital bed for that. You don't need to spam the chat. If I see you spamming the chat like that, I'm just going to remove you. For fuck's sake, I can't even control that now. Take your time. I've already selected hide user on the channel. Why is it asking me again? Thank fuck for that. As he's only running it, you can tap the full 6G yet. Right, well, and you're thinking then it's obviously not about that. Repeating myself. What's going on here? Just bear with me. Still waiting on Marty. Obviously he's having issues. So how's ordained people? Well, I'm waiting on Marty arriving. I mean, what's everybody else's thoughts? What do you think's coming? I know, the new laws, the new powers that the police have got, I mean, all that stuff's obvious. I'm really not interested in that right now. What I'm interested in right now is what's coming, what's the immediate threat to you and I and your loved ones and your children. Just know what these motherfuckers are telling you it is. Really like a piece of shit. You're constantly buffering. Can't even see chat. Web pages taking forever to load. Let me know if you get this message. Send text a while ago. Give me, just bear with me here, people. Right, what's this? Hey man, what's the topic? How are they going to fill the beds? That's what the topic is. So we're filling it with corona pish. Well, that's it. Now, as I keep highlighting, keep reiterating all the time, there's contradictions in what you're being told, yet they're prepping for something. China is the world model. You would think North Korea would be the world model in regards to, you know, these ideas of domination. Wouldn't it be China? I'm not interested in the vaccines either. People are missing the fucking point here. Why are people's concerns not on something more imminent than vaccines? They're erecting places and fucking filling them with beds. No, they're not going to make a big stink in the public eye of extra beds, new facilities, without an intention to fill the fucking things. Just need to bear with me here. I'm getting frustrated too with this shit because nothing's working here. Now, obviously vaccines are not going to be good with anybody, but we've got a long way to go before we even think about vaccines. I don't think it's that either beyond belief, to be honest with you. Everybody's going on about the 5G. Where are the practical references? All I get is people spouting stuff, fear porn, left, right and fucking centre. Where is the actual physical tests that show what's happening? The bed thing's news to you. Well, here in the UK, as I say, they've made a massive thing about taking over conference halls, erecting temporary, facilities and filling them with beds and other medical equipment. So they're obviously going to have to put that into use, or people are going to ask serious questions. Now, I know FPV Angel, I keep hearing this about the 5G thing. Now, if any of you people got practical testing that demonstrates what's going to happen with it, see, that's the thing, people will forget about the beds, but they keep making a massive thing about it. to make a big thing about that and then just expect people to forget about it, I just don't see that. As I say, the military are sitting ready and prepped. You've got military planners working with the police forces. They're telling you these things. Universal income, vaccines, these things, the possibilities of these things are going to be after the fact. And we know about them. Known about them for years. I mean, the whole plan, as everybody knows, was one world government, one world currency, a centralised banking system. What was the rest of it? I mean, microchipped population, one religion. I've seen Eric's video. Well, that's the point, beyond belief, because all I'm seeing is fear porn, the usual propaganda, and people jump in and spread it left, right and centre. Look up Mark Steele, he is proof. There's always a guru. Is there practical references in it? I'm just sick and tired of fucking tinterweb gurus talking about stuff. Where is the practical references? He better have some. What's his name? Mark Steele. Right, here we go. Is this the guy I subscribe to that's breaking apart the lampposts? Is this who you're talking about? YouTube's going to take forever. I've heard of this. It stops red blood cells from, getting oxygen. Well, maybe that's the case. The beds are going to be forgotten. Population kill how pandemonium. How do you think they're going to achieve that though? Because it's certainly no corona pish. As I say, that under what they've told people openly in broadcast, they would have to be held accountable for barefaced lying. Maybe it's just me because you see it and you're awake to it, that the vast majority of people are just gullible and ignorant, that they'll just miss what's being stated to them and forget about it. Maybe that's the case. I think as the situation continues with this lockdown stuff, obviously there's the threat of civil unrest as well, which is a huge possibility, because people are just not going to put up with this if they keep trying to extend it. 3 weeks is a hell of a long time to be isolated. The agenda is very real. The virus is, what's the point I'm trying to make Veritas Rising? But people just seem to be, ignoring that. And with the monetary system, I've said that before. Obviously the economy's gone. It's never going to be repaired. Stop the world for one day, it's irreparable, never mind for weeks at a time. And now you're getting it from every government who are all acting in unison, again, showing you their hand. I just get sent and read an article there about the Philippines, and apparently it's, shoot them if they become disruptive. I've seen, violence and aggression towards people in South Africa, in these slums where there's so many of them crammed into little tin cans, being assaulted by military. But is it anybody that's looked at this and knows and understands the bullshit surrounding the narrative of a virus? So the question, here we go. With they all clap, I can hear everybody fucking clapping and whistling. What a bunch of fucking retards. What are they all clapping for? The hospitals are fucking empty. People are in their homes. Who are they clapping for? Oh, we've got fireworks now. It's a celebration. We've got tyrannical governments. Tyrannical governments dictating to people and keeping them in their fucking homes, and you've got these fucking morons setting fireworks off and all clapping and applauding. Fuck me. What's that? Talking to a shop owner today, didn't know if he was ordered. Everybody's closed, he said. Well, that's just the thing, as I say, there's no lawful binding contracts for any of these people. It's just a guy on the TV telling you. Of course they get paid, but that's another sneaky antic of the fucking British government, because it causes a split with the people. Because in the NHS staff's eyes, the government's the good guys now. So they've recruited more common men and women to be on side with them. Well, that's another possibility, waking up to truth. There might be a revolt. Maybe that's what the beds are about. Maybe there's some change going to happen. Maybe some natural disaster. Trigger a war. I mean, there's so many possibilities. What's happening here? Marty's obviously still trying to get in. Right, connection was lost on that call, Marty. I'll need to start another one. For fuck's sake, man. I can only apologise, people. You're just going to need to bear with me here because everything's taking forever. Robert Allen's sending me an email saying that he thinks that the beds are just a show and that it will no matter because yada yada. But again, you get so many men and women who live amongst us that are going to see these things, that are going to start asking these questions. So it's a risk, in a tactician type sense, you've got to look at the risks that you're taking. So, they're setting all the beds up, erecting these hospitals, taking over conference halls, filling it with beds and equipment, blah blah. There's loads of people involved in that, and then all of a sudden people are just going to forget about it when nobody fills the beds. Because there would be investigations afterwards. Still waiting on this load up. Fucking unbelievable. Kid you not. Everything I've ever clicked the day, it's just worked instantly. And now I'm live, it doesn't want to work. Absolute pain in the fucking arse, man. To see just how programmed the sheeple are. I wish it was that West Coast wisdom. I don't think they need to put on a big performance like this to understand how programmed the sheeple are. I mean, they're living delusional lives. They believe they're hairless monkeys flying about in a fucking testicle in a vacuum. They're chasing their tail, miserable every day, doing things, repeating the same shit jobs every day over and over and over again, and perpetuating it. I don't think I need to stage anything to understand how hypnotised and under the spell the majority of the sheeple are. Sorry if I'm a wee bit nippy, but I'm just fucking sick and tired of people wanting to jump into this fear bollocks and empty rubbish. Doesn't make any sense to me. Gone by history, these motherfuckers are quite capable on citing any sort of, shenanigans. This is no just one wee faction in amongst a mass of other aspects. The whole fucking world's been stopped here. The whole fucking world. And put into lockdown. People are not just going to forget about it. They're making a point of it. It's in everybody's mind. People are living it right now. It's not just a wee group on YouTube's or some other corner of the tinterweb. It's the whole fucking world. And I'm getting fucking pissed off with it. Exactly, Mega Noob, exactly. Because again, this is not just some wee niche segment. The whole world's involved here. And they're telling everybody, beds, hospitals, blah, blah, while at the same time telling you to self-isolate. So, they're preparing for something. Know the sniffles. Aye, Sammy Shaw, I've seen the British, she's a natural nurse. Emerald Rider, I'm alright mate. Just pissed off to fuck right now, to be honest with you. That's, Siddy, that's one thing that I've been thinking. So say if you listen to the Trump chat, where he talks about how one day, in the next 2 weeks, all of a sudden, a flash of light. Now, I'm pretty sure, all the religious people out there know what date it is, in a couple of weeks, a week on Sunday to be precise. So, I don't know if there's any correlation to that. I don't really jump into all that stuff, but I still want to put it past them. Could be a world war, Rick's Vaticus. As I said, again, the Trump character, talking about a threat from Iran, and the threat being, and it's very, very good information according to him, that Iran was planning attacks on American soldiers in Iraq, and giving the big warnings, naughty, oh, you better know. So, if something like that kicks off, oh, it's a coincidence. Oh, what a coincidence. We've got all these beds and these facilities set up for corona pish. Well, that unravels. I mean, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm putting the questions to you. So say, go through it bit by bit. Right? Mild to moderate symptoms. Self-isolate. Even the elderly, no concern. Everybody's, again, spreading their fear, creating a big melting pot of rubbish when they're telling you, stay at your home. You've not to go to the hospital if you get the symptoms. You have not to go to hospital. I'd like to see them try and force vaccinations with people claiming all sorts of reasons, religious reasons, whatever. You can't force vaccinations on people. I'm together alright, Sandra. As I say, when I get pissed off I express it, as anybody, I'm sure you know. Yeah. But I do have concerns, because these fuckers are capable of anything. I think people are getting a wee bit apathetic. I say, I'm only asking the questions to, invite all possibilities. But what you get again is people that have got a bias or a preference for a particular narrative, and they want to ram that down everybody's throat. Just so that they can be, I'm right. Well, we need the facts, we need the practical references if we're going to start making statements about stuff. Same as ever. Exactly, Steve Watson, exactly. Me, I don't really give a fuck about. But them in there, and the rest of the innocents that are here right now, oh, I give a big fuck. I give one big fuck. It's up to us to make sure they're going to be alright. People talk about the 5G thing and all that. Well, let's entertain that possibility. Maybe it's the case. Maybe it's unpredictable. Everybody's genetic makeup's different. They don't know who it's going to affect differently. It's unpredictable. Maybe they're just prepping for that. If that's your bag, fine. But why stick with that one bag? Because there's so many other options there, other possibilities. Well, it's my understanding that if you can invoke some sort of, war with Iran, then Iran has allies in China and Russia. Russia doesn't so much have an alliance with China, but they are aligned with each other. So, one theory that I remember from way back was that that's exactly what was going to happen. You were going to get some sort of pandemic like this. Then there was going to be a triggered war with Iran, which would bring China and Russia into the equation, which would then ensue in a world war type situation. And then there would be some staged alien intervention or a second coming type scenario. So, I mean, these things are no new. Everybody thinks they're coming up with something new. Well, no, they've been there for a long time. I would just encourage you to be as vigilant as possible, and as I said the other night, entertain any possible scenario. But if I'm a tactician and I've got a plan and I've got an agenda, you're certainly not going to fucking know what it is. I'm not going to have it out there in the public. How are they going to pay for a vaccination? They're not going to have any money. They don't have any jobs. Probably does. If it gets, the way I'm seeing it now, so many people, as I say, like Chris F.E. Jackson was one as well, I seen earlier. He was at his local hospital, ghost town. Fucking ghost town. So the more and more that happens, they're going to realise that people are sharing information here. People are getting disgruntled. People are asking questions. Maybe that's what they want. I watched a woman, True Love, Canadian woman. Check her out on YouTube. She's going around the hospitals, showing and asking the questions as well. And, she's feeling the anger and the frustration. Maybe that's what they want. That'll create civil unrest. That'll give them an excuse to see, look how, barbarians, they're barbarians. They need to be governed even more. Which is why I would say be cautious in your anger and your discontent and how you direct that. We know they all work together. You look at things like the Antarctic Treaty. As I said before, if people are still under the illusion that these governments are operating alone, check yourself. These infrastructures were infiltrated a long time ago. I'm not fretting about it, V. Thomas. I'm just pissed off. I don't sit and go, I'm worried and scared. I'm just pissed off. Same as I have been for a long time, at the volume of the sheer stupidity of people. If you don't want to discuss possibilities and ideas about what's going on, just go away. I'll sit back tonight, have a smoke and not have a fucking care in the world. But then I'll wake up tomorrow morning and it's here and it's in my face and I'm going to be pissed off again. Project Bluebeam, exactly, that's what I'm saying about a visitation. Oh, you can't be behaving like that, we mages. Therefore, we're going to leave these people in charge with these set of rules and you must obey them. You naughty human. Maybe that's what the tech's for. Maybe that's what the lampposts are for. Everybody's going to hear God and aliens in their brain. I mean, I've entertained all these theories, possibilities. Don't think for a minute I've no. Hey, Rory's True Love. There's True Love in the chat. Check her channel out as well. She's going run about these facilities and showing. Exactly, John McLean. I had a fight today with a woman who thought she could tell me what to do. Let's just say I won. Exactly, Anne. Emma had the same. She was on Lidl's the other day and she'd some snooty, probably a middle class, fucking wanty bee. You know? Because Emma's moving back and forwards, she's, oh, stay away, stay away. Acting like a fucking moron. And now you've got these people snitching on each other. No, Disney Stellarium, Disney prove the heliocentric model. You're completely, I think, Santosh, because if that's a reaction that I'm really feeling, then I've got to be aware of that. And so should everybody else. Well, that's it, Rickus Vacus, when that's what you're hearing from Trump, that Iran was planning an attack on American troops in Iraq. And my attention's away from the chat in case anybody tries to just do a check here. Marty's given up trying. Right, I'll post this link into the chat box if you can click it and join me, hear what you've got to say. Exactly, Veronica. Exactly. So many possibilities. Just click the link there, people, if you want to come in and get something to offer. See, the plan was to have Marty in for a wee discussion about these things, but obviously he's got the same issues as I have with the internet. Good on her, Anne. It's exactly what's been happening. Boys have been groomed since birth to believe in fucking fables and delusions and whatever else. Stuart Mackenzie, no mate, I've no had a quick glance at the emails, but so many of them have been coming through recently. It's just overwhelming for me. Oh. Who's this? How you doing, mate?
Good evening, Dale.
How you doing?
Nice.
I know, I can see you.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to come on and share what is going on here. I live right next to a hospital. I can see it out the window. And about a week ago, I got a letter in the mailbox that said that they were going to clear the... Sorry?
No, nothing. I'm listening.
Is there a delay? What's going on?
I don't know, mate. It's this. Can you hear me?
Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me? I'll just
I cannot hear you right now.
just speak if you can hear me.
Are you there? Oh, well, for a while. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, can you hear me? There's obviously
Yeah, I
delay.
can hear you.
Right, you were saying
Oh,
about.
okay, good. So, as I was saying, a week ago, there was a letter in my mailbox about the hospital over here. And they said that they were clearing the parking lot where usually the cars are standing to allow a helicopter to be able to land there. And they put, yeah, all right, I'll just keep on talking. So,
And it just went dead. Video call was ended because the connection was lost. Fucking brilliant. Right, let me open another one up and try again. It's not letting me because it's saying I've lost internet connection. It's not showing me that I've lost internet connection right enough. I'll get back to it in a minute. Chat box is stopped moving. Buffering. Start to move again. Aye, probably pandemonium. Yeah, I'm trying to open up another one, so. Yeah, that worked pretty quick. There's a new link there. I know it's doing my head in as well, just ask honestly. It's a fucking pain in the arse. It's not about restarting. I know people are thinking